Oh my. This is too close. This is too close. If our opponent heals, we can still go for one more. They do heal. Hey, yo, how's it going, everyone? Entropy here today with another video. Before we begin, we just hit our 2K sub goal. So thank you all for your support. I wouldn't be here, and we wouldn't be here without you. And I guess without further ado, given that we just hit our big kind of goal, let's stride forth and talk about the protagonist of G era, Chronojet Dragon. Sorry, Chrono, of course. But yeah, so GearChronicle is the main clan that I've been playing in JP. I've been playing and testing a lot with it simply because I don't have the cards. You know, I'm starting with scratch. You know, I'm playing with dirt. You know, commons and rares, and playing my way up. And in that sense, I feel like I have a lot of more open mind in terms of the different options we have. I know it's still set 1, but it means that I've basically played with everything, and I've come up and ended up with this list. So let's talk about it and showcase some games right after. So Gears right now, I do think is very well positioned in the meta. There are resist units, of course, but there are more units with kind of the pseudo resist, which means that they can't be retired, but Gears can return them. They're removal, but not retire in that sense, which makes them in a very interesting spot. Removing and returning these, you know, grade 2s or grade 1s, you know, means 1 extra shot to the face. But it also means that if your opponent's playing a Legion deck, it also, you know, reshuffles these non-trigger units in, which can hinder their approach. You know, in some matchups like the Cross, when it's like a back and forth and you're returning a lot of junk, you know, it does really hurt them. But anyways, with all that rambling said and done, let's talk about the list. So for my starter, I play this 4K little boy, grade 3 searcher. This is the traditional one, kind of must one. Put this into the soul, check top 5 for grade 3, add it to your hand. I played this instead of the 5K because, well, Gears itself is really popular. That starter only has the pseudo resist. It can be removed by another GearChronicle player. So if you're not starting first, it's a goner. Secondly, that card requires GB1, which means that you will be using it only after you have your first stride already. What this unit does, it helps you ensure that you have, increase your consistency to make sure that A, you get your Chronojet, which is really important as your heart, and B, make sure or have a higher chance of being able to stride turn 1 without having to discard more than 2 cards. Earlier in the game, you know, it's harder to generate advantage with GearChronicle, so making sure that you're making value stride turns is very important, because that's how you push for a game and how you kind of pressure your opponents through striding. And then late game you have more options like legioning or just chrono to the face, but that's besides the point. I think it's really important to make sure that you have the grade 3 for your ride or your cost, and this unit does the job for you, especially if you play the 13 grade 3 variant. Definitely would recommend. Or the 9 grade 3, you won't be playing 13 grade 3. If you're playing 13 grade 3, you're playing this game well. 4, Stride Fodder is very important, helps you search your Chronojet. Again, Chronojet is so important, so be sure to get that right target. 4 PGs, these were free as well. I pulled 2 SPs as well. These are the only ones you have, so you have to play these. On play Soul Charge 1. So this is interesting. I did play around with this. I did play around with the Counter Charger. I did play around with the 7+3s. This ended up being the option I really liked the most after I got Fate Rider. The reason being, once you have Fate Rider, a more consistent way to actually tech out your options, you will need the soul more often as a cost. So that 1 extra soul can definitely help swing for game and call for lethal, or help you draw an extra card, which is very important. And next we play 3 of these on play, so less 2 draw 1s. Honestly, you can play around with the ratios. You can play 3 of these and 2 of these instead. But honestly, this helps you draw and is a great target for Fate Rider to help you, you know, return and then search for a grade 2. And I really like it because, again, card advantage is a small issue with the deck. You know, you're doing a lot of removal, you're doing a lot of pressure in plays, but you don't draw a lot. And what this unit does, it helps you draw, which is good. So, yep. Next, for the 4 grade 2s, 4 of these on place, GB1. If your Vanguard's a grade 3 or greater, Chronojet, Soul Blast 1, Counter Blast 1, return something from your opponent's board at plus 2k. So sometimes you can even use this skill without the removal, just for the 2k, when you don't want to commit too much, especially in the mirror match. Being able to hit 11k numbers by itself is really great. With the 5k booster, it's a 16k number, which is solid. And being able to remove something is good. So sometimes you do want to be using this skill instead of the Chronojet skill, when you only have maybe one counter blast or something, simply because of the +2. So make sure that you hit your numbers, because you could be removing multiple intercepts and you need to hit your numbers in order to make use of getting rid of those intercepts, or else you're whiffing and wasting resources. So that is really important. These resist is so important in this metagame. You know, it doesn't counteract brawlers, unfortunately, because they just punch through it. But Kagero, if it's not the end variant, then it's hard to get past this. Chronojet mirror match, you know, so it's just important. It's vital to have. In addition, it also does have that GB1 once per turn. If you return something Counter Blast 1 to get the following ability during the battle, your opponent cannot use grade 0s to guard. And what that does mean is that it's another guard restrict option, which is so valuable and definitely important. Next, we play these at 3 on place. Vanguard Zero G, Counter Blast 2, return something a grade 2 or less to the bottom of the deck. So this is your kind of like Blaster Blade kind of thing, or Berserk Dragon, but instead of retiring it, it returns to the bottom of the deck. So is it better? Is it worse? It is but it's the removal option that you have. If you do with the Chronojet, then be sure to conserve this, because it is one of your ways to actually push one more damage to the face, and it's very important. And lastly, we play 2 of the mates. We can play 3, but 2 is more than enough. Rigor Circle, when this attacks the Vanguard, Soul Blast 1, and during this battle, your opponent can use grade 0s. So similar to this, you're basically restricting your opponent's grade 0 use. You're trying to push out PGs. When your Vanguard's in stride state, you're 26k, which means that you're either pushing for PG or 2 heal guards. So in essence, you can set up your guard restrict plays. If you have 3 guard restricts, you're pushing out 3 PGs a turn. And that definitely makes life a lot easier, and definitely is a way to swing for game without kind of pushing back and forth, pulling all those guards out. For the grade 3s, we play 4 Chronojets. We have 3, 1 SP, 1 from the rank reward, which is really sick. Top 1k is nice. GB2, during the battle, this card attacks Vanguard, plus 5k. Your opponent cannot activate a Sentinel unless they discard a grade 3 or greater from their hand as well. So this way, you're kind of forcing your opponent to use, use 2 guards to guard this, or use a heal guard. So important to recognize that this is a different type of guard trick. So you need to play situationally, recognize what your opponent have shown, recognize what your opponent have in their hand, maybe through combo or something, and play around them. And in addition, in the heart Vanguard Circle, when you stride, you can want to return something from the field to the bottom of the deck. So it's a free it's a cheap removal, and on place plus 3k to believe those grade 2s. For the Legion, we have this guy, which says Legion with the main Legion. On Legion, return something to the bottom of the deck. On attack, Counter Blast 1 to return something plus 3k, return a grade 1 or less, and plus 3k. So hits 14k numbers, helps you bully those grade 2s as well. You don't need to be in Legion state to use this, so sometimes it's smart to ride into this, get rid of the Conro or whatever, and in some cases it is the right play. And lastly, we play 4 heals and 2 crits. The crits are fine, it helps you apply some pressure. It does affect your on-hit plays, but if you don't hit, you just try to get next turn. It's fine. On defensive, it helps you draw. On offense, it helps you do that. And also the 5 extra K when you shove it into the soul and give your Vanguard plus 5 means your Chronojet can hit 21 with a boost hits 26, which means that you're forcing your opponent to play 2 heal guards or a Sentinel and a grade 3, which is really good. So that is something that I feel like people underappreciate, and is quite valiant. Next, we play 1 Fate Rider. I would ideally play 2 or 3 of these, because this is so good. No cost, just return something, call something out with an extra grade, and for each open G, then plus 3k to a unit. So you help set up those guard restrict plays, help you set up those maybe helps you Soul Blast 2 draw 1 again if you return a trigger. Maybe helps you get a removal. There's so much stuff you can do with it. It's just an amazing card. Next, we play this at 2. Guard restricts CB1, G Persona Flip. Your opponent can use grade 0s during this battle, and if you have 2 or more open, then it gets an extra crit and return 1 unit from the field to the bottom of the deck. Sometimes you want to stride this first, just so you can have the GB2 active immediately for the Chronojet to swing for game. And this is especially true when you maybe crit sacked on turn 1 or turn 2 and you just want to shove shove into the opponent's face and just go. The guard restrict isn't as amazing as it looks like, but it is still really solid. And you know, late game when you exhaust your opponent's guard options, it definitely is a great way to push out for game. Next we have the Chronos command, I believe, on hit. Soul Blast 1, Counter Blast 2 to return everything from opponent's board. Generally, you won't be using this a lot. In some matches, it's much more valuable than others. But generally, it's really rare you use this. Your soul is better used somewhere else, or Counter Blast is better used somewhere else, especially since this is an on-hit skill, not like on-stride skill or whatever. But it's still a good option. It's at one, you know, some decks like Nova Grapplers or something, you do want this to get some work done and just deter your opponent from making plays. We played 2 of these on hit, return something. It's solid, it's free, it's nice, it's SP. And we played 2 meme street flares, which isn't that much of a meme. On hit, Counter Blast 4, check top 3. If it's all 3 different grades, then you get an extra turn. If not, counter charge 4. So, you know, it's severely buffed because you do have 4 different grades that you can play. The grades are much more balanced, and you get the counter charge if you whiff. So it's amazing. You search 3 instead of search 4. It's just a great card. Don't underestimate it. If you're losing, you might as well go for it. And if you're winning, just, you know, I guess you can win more if you feel like it, but just be aware of your grade 3, grade 0 ratios when you stride into this. If it's a healthy ratio, then your odds are higher. If it's not, then your odds are lower. But you know what? Just sometimes you just gotta go for it, right? So that's basically it for the list. Some other options you can consider: the 7+3 grade 1 helps you scale up when you're down on resources. But once I've gotten enough practice and be more savvy with my resources, especially with more units like Fate Rider, you know, I found it less important. And definitely, you know, if you are having trouble scaling up or you know, managing your card advantage, that unit is definitely a great pick. For your grade 2s, you know, I used to play the counter charger, but again, I don't think that it's too necessary right now because I'm less reliant on meme street flare. I have other options right now that can help seal up the game better. And definitely, you know, retired it. But I do think it's a great option, and you can play it as a 1 or 2 tech slot, and you can always Fate Rider into it if you need it. So it's solid. So that's basically the list. Let's go into a game and see how it performs. Okay, let's get into a game and see how the deck performs. Chronojet, honestly, I do think that it's quite well positioned in the metagame. It's a very flexible deck. You know, you have a unit that techs out whatever you need in the situation. Chronojet removes so efficiently, and you have other grade 2s to support it. Ways to guard restrict as well. It feels like the whole package. Of course, they're gonna get a lot of support down the line, so I can't wait to see how gears, you know, keep turning, I guess. So here we're going to be playing against Dark Irregulars with that cute Tetsu skin. Very nice. Starter, well, starter is not that useful right now because we do have the grade 3 and we do have the stride fodder. But you know, it's still an option to stride into the Fate Rider, replace the grade 0 into grade 1, and it also increases our odds for the meme flare. So heal and heal. That's fine. That's an interesting Dark Irregular build. Dark Irregular obviously isn't really a meta deck right now, but it's still nice to see. It's still nice to see. So here, another reason why I do like this is because I can use this and then immediately Soul Blast 2 draw 1. So if you're using the other starter, you don't have that option. You know, you have to wait for GB1. So if you do desperately need the draw, you don't get that. You don't get the draw. But we don't need it. Oh, another heal. So the damage was where I prefer it, because if they do play the Legions, then they can't Legion it back unless they heal the heal. Then the Legion and then heal. But anyways, here we're gonna see some these what's it called? Amon followers. So Amon Legion, you know, recently came out for global. Don't know how I feel about that, but you know, it's a neat archetype. So here we're just gonna go for Chronojet Dragon. Alright, let's do this. Let's do this. So here we can Soul Blast 2. Draw 1. And I can call this out. He's gonna swing for 9. And if they defensive check, or if I need the draw, then I can just chuck it in. I don't think I need the draw yet. And Dark Regular doesn't have a lot of retire, so I think it's fine, you know. I'd rather save the 5k for later. Especially since if we push to 3, we could be in lethal range next turn, which is quite big. So given that they don't play the 15k grade 0 heal, it means that our guard restrict is effectively pointless, but the extra crit's still there, and the removal aspect is still there. So that means that, you know, I'm gonna place less value into searching for these units. Demon Chariots. The Chariot meme, the Chariot chat. Building up the soul. And they can also Legion. Oh, they don't have the drop zone. Too bad, too bad, too bad. Switching from grade 3. So yeah, one of the good things about Stride against Legion is that Legion does require more setting up. Stride is just chuck and go. Plug and play, you know? So it's definitely much easier to set up. So here they have to hit the 4k. And I'm absolutely fine with that. And here we can Stride. We can Strido, Generational. Now the question is, what do I want to Stride? I haven't Strided anything yet. I can return something. I can meme. Do we go for the meme? That's the question. We have 3 grade 3s and 4 grade 0s. I think we can honestly meme. But we can also just go for game. I think going for the more stable approach. Is that what life is about? Let's I do feel like going for game. Can we scale up though? Yeah, we can Fate Rider to scale up. Yeah. We can Fate Rider the grade 0, turn into grade 1, 7k, hit those numbers, and then win the game. So let's Fate Rider. Get rid of this fool. I'm gonna call this out. I'm gonna call this out. No need. So we're saving the other copy because I'm going to Superior Call this, give us the 1 soul that we need to actually use it next turn if we do need to. So here we're just going to swing, try to push for game. 3 to 6. Ooh, unfortunately the defensive isn't there. The Garage Trigger. Ooh, no no second trigger. I'm on. So I guess we'll hit the rear guard. But we're well positioned. We have 2 intercepts. We have a heal. We have 2 intercepts, PGs. So I think we're fine. I think we're fine. Or I hope we're fine. And yeah, definitely. I do think that one of the good things about the build here is that Gears do have a solid kind of Legion as a backup ride. Of course, down the line, you might not be playing this because it's Chronojet or bust. Chronojet, yeah, your Chronojet strides. But the Legion is great failsafe. You do dig through the deck quite a bit. So it is a nice way to kind of shuffle those heals back or PGs or whatever back, return something, and still have multiple ways to ask for PG or die. PG or grade 0 or die, I guess, in the current metagame. But I do think that the Legion is quite important, and the mate is especially important for a win condition. They're going for a battle crit for PG check, I guess. Let's see if they play the crits. We good. And I guess that's game. We can Legion, but I don't think we need to. I think just striding is good. I can go into this. You know, we're not really guard restricting, but just the extra crit to hit over those 6 damage heals definitely help. Especially since our opponent did generate a couple more heals. Let's check this back. Chuck this, and then 16. Nice. And I'm just gonna call this out for the draw. Swing for 1 PG. So for 2. So for 3. And the question is, honestly, if you were to play DI, would you still put Chariot as heal? I mean, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not familiar enough with DI. If you're a DI player, let me know your thoughts. But there we go. Heal is great. And hopefully this is game. That's game. So let's see if they let's hope they don't 6 damage heal back to back. That's good. That's good. That's good. All right, good fight, good fight. Let's get into a second fight, and let's try to find a more relevant matchup. But yeah, something else is I really appreciate your support for the channel, and if you are a TCG player, then you do shop TCG Player, aptly named TCG Player. Go check out the link in the description box for my affiliate link. And you know, it's a great place to find what you need and support the channel at the same time. So I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, let's see what we're gonna be facing off against. It's gonna be Gold Paladin, something reverse. Today, something plus enough. All right, so you know, don't really need the Legion. Everything else looks good to me. Everything else on PG is good to me. Seems like they don't have a G zone. So this could be a bot. I don't know. I guess, I mean, you know, golds don't have good strat options anyways. I guess we're just gonna play this out. And if you want to see more gear footage, you know, be sure to go subscribe and check out the live streams that are sporadic. Definitely a request for more if you want more, because I can just, you know, record myself playing more games. It's not that hard. So yeah. But you know, golds is, I guess, golden. You know, they got support inside 21, and it's quite solid. Yep. So here we have too many of these. You don't have enough soul to use these. So you're just gonna ride it. Unfortunately, we can't build numbers, but maybe calling something out just for the sake of intercept is fine. But we don't have stride fodder, so let's search for a grade 3 for a stride fodder. There we go. That's fine. I don't mind calling something out now. A swing. Ooh, the heal so big. Ooh, healing the heal. And pushing for 2 this turn. Very nice, very nice. Exactly what we're looking for. Ganslot. It's an interesting pick, you know. Not a lot of people play in the Legion era. Maybe it's better. In the Stride era. I don't know. Don't really see a lot of goals as well. But a Trumpeter, 3+1, cycling that Blaster Blade. Very good. Ooh, Zenith. Global players, how are you feeling about golds? You know, now that we have Bermuda, I feel like it's just every single set. There's a lot of hate going around, but you know, definitely the Zenith plays are still strong. You know, returning heal is still good, but is it worth losing the 15k heal guard? You know, that's the question. That is the question. So let's run the original art. I do prefer this art, honestly. I don't know about you, but I prefer these this current art. And then we're gonna stride. I think an on hit is solid. Getting rid of that grade 2. Yep, I think that's what I'm gonna go for. So yeah, the starter helps us search for the stride fodder. So we kind of maintain our other value pieces and help us I'll return this, and you know, help us get the grade 3 that we want Chronojet without being stuck and sad. So that's really important too. Here I'm actually going to call this out and use the skill. So this way I can become an 11k. My left side I can build up a 16k column. And we're going to push for 3 damage. Or call for lethal if we... Well, they healed. Well, yeah, that does put a wrench in our plans, but that's okay. Can we see something? We see a draw, but that's not good enough for the left column to actually hit a draw trigger. Let's just return this and pass. So good thing is that we held our opponent at 3 now. They can't break rides. They can't search for that free blaster blade again. But they do just go straight into the Legion, which is, you know, sometimes the play. Sometimes it's too slow to just wait for that break ride. It's no longer value. And they're just going to go straight for the Legion. They do have 3 triggers. It's quite good. Josephus for the 1 draw. Should have Soul Blast the Ganslot, honestly. The Ganslot and then the drop zone is probably more value if you have another Legion in your hand or another Legion in your deck that you could have drawn into. That way, you know, your next Legion is more value. But oh, filtering and cycling, getting the Blaster Blade, but not counter blasting, not trying to push for 2 damage this turn. Just gonna set it up casually. Saving the counter blast for more intercept plays, or maybe a Blaster Blade retire down the line. So that's good. That's good. No trigger. All right, we're just gonna Legion. I mean, sorry, Stride. Not Legion. Not Legion. Can we push for game? No, we can't. Fate Rider is all right. Fate Rider is all right. Let's go with the on hit. Let's go with the on hit. Let's just return something and call it a day. See what we draw into. Oh, heal. We're gonna return this. So let's try that again. Honestly, yeah, we don't have any heals. Sometimes you want to attack the Vanguard first. You know, it might look like it's kind of stupid because your Vanguard's the biggest number, but with triple drive, you have triple the chance to hit a trigger, and the odds are most of the time in your favor. At this point, since we drew into 2 of our heals, it's not, so it doesn't make sense. But you know, if I do have 2 or 3 heals, I do consider it. I really do. So our opponent's at 5. We do have GB2, which means Chronojet can activate its guard restrict play, which is really important in this because we know our opponent doesn't play grade 0 heals, which means that guard restrict is even more important than ever. Annual Veil into the other Annual Veil. Adds the draw trigger, the Legion, to spam again. What are you gonna call in the front row? Zenith. Zenith to return to the bottom of the deck to Zabir call something. Honestly, I do prefer the Zenith behind the Vanguard. Just return the Zenith. If it's not a grade 2, at least you don't need to have a non-grade 2 front row. Especially since they seem a bit vulnerable. But of course, if they top deck, it doesn't matter. You know, who needs skill when you can just sack, right? Yep. So now we're going to be pushed to 5. Draw trigger? I mean, the crit trigger, but basically a draw trigger in this situation. But yeah, no heals. We can Legion. We can Stride. The question is, which is the play? Which is the play? I want to keep Chronojet because Chronojet can guard restrict and threaten those PGs out. So I do want to keep that like that. So let's just run skip. We're just gonna stride, striding into the Chronos command. Sorry, the what's this called? I forget. Guard restricts boy. If we return something, then the CV1 crit is not that important. Let's just leave it. So this way we're holding them at 4. We're returning something, and we're still pushing for lethal, asking for that 50k shield or PG. Let me get rid of this. Nope, no need. So yeah, one of the reasons why I used to play the countercharger is because the countercharger does help. The deck uses a lot of counterblast ones, and it does end up being a lot sometimes. So be smart with the skills, but overall it's more than enough to do well and succeed without it, if you're smart with the timing. So here, our opponent showed 1 PG. They're gonna Legion again. Chronicle's Flare, Legions, and its skill is when something places something in Legion, can last 1, discard a Bluish Flame, get an extra crit, and the skill your opponent must, it's the guard restrict thing, grade PG and grade 3, and something like that. And once returned, can last 1, retire something, checks out for it to call Liberator. So that's nice, Nice for opponent, not nice for us. But you're gonna keep Trumpeter spamming. Ooh. Okay, gonna get the extra crit and the guard restrict. No Trumpeter spam. So yeah, with the guard restrict, then we can't use the grade 3. Ooh, it looks like it might be a little tough. Alright, we got nothing. Question is, can we top deck? We want this! Ah, we didn't get that. Let's swing a Vanguard to Vanguard. Draw a trigger. PG, alright. I'm more comfortable just swinging face now. I wasn't just now, but the PG does make me feel good. We don't have any triggers left, so this is the last of the line. We do need to top deck something like a Stratifighter or something like this to actually seal off the game. So hopefully we see it, and we can go for game. The Idle Veil. If they Idle Veil, then they can't use the Vanguard Guard Restrict skill, which is good for us. But another intercept is kind of pest. It's kind of annoying. It's kind of annoying. Josephus. 15k shield doing good work. And a PG. Oh, strike. All right, let's see if this is what we need. This is what we need to win the game. So let's bounce. We're gonna Fate Router this to search for this, and it'll help us bounce the other intercept. Perfect. So this is it. It's do or die. After this turn, we could survive, but we're going to be out of resources, and we're back to top deck mode. Do we still have any triggers? We don't, so it doesn't really matter anymore. But this is game. Oh my. This is too close. This is too close. If our opponent heals, we can still go for one more. They do heal. They still have one more heal. Well, there's nothing to drive check. There's nothing to drive check. Can we do this? Let's go, let's go, let's go. That's it. That's game. That's game. That was too close. Bot strong. Bot stronger than the average player, if it is a bot. But yeah, that's that's cutting it a bit too close. But nice top decks, you know, lots of toolbox options. You can fetch your pieces that you want with the stride, and it makes Gears a very formidable deck. Lots of removal, lots of options, and definitely a great deck for anyone who wants to find something new to start them off with the G era. So that is basically the deck. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to see more, again, you can check out my live streams. I do play a lot of Gears because it is the main deck that I've been playing. Of course, not this variant, maybe not. But if you want more, let me know down below. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like it and subscribe if you haven't already to see more. Working on some other stuff lately, so be sure to. I hope you can be patient for that. It takes time to make some videos sometimes, but appreciate your support, and I can't wait to see you all soon. Bye.